Recently, Florida had legislators introduced the ultrasound bill, and of course, people start taking the partisan line.
This would be a bill to require women to see an ultrasound before they kill their baby.
I mean, that's just
right.
Just something nice. You know, a woman does have a right to know.
Right.
You know,
right.
You would think, but everybody didn't vote party lines. And today, Mark, one of the guests that we have on is really a wonderful person. Is so many times you hear them say the honorable representative. Well, we really can say the honorable representative Daphne Campbell is with us because she decided to vote the life way.
And she's a Democrat.
And she's a Democrat. And plus she's my skin color. Though.
All hell has broken loose for this poor lady.
But I tell you, the way that she was treated on the floor by some of her own party was just absolutely shame. But she stood her ground, and that's why I say she's honorable.
Mm-hmm. A Representative Scott Randolph started throwing things at her, cursing at her, called her a traitor, threatened to run an opponent against her, threw more stuff at her, and started calling her despicable and using the F word against her and threatening her. And it's been an outrage. And Ms. Campbell joins us here today. Hello, Daphne. How are you?
I'm okay. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Ms. Campbell, when all of this happened, what were you thinking? I mean, people in your own party. I mean, were any of the Republicans treating you like this?
No. As a matter of fact, before session, the day before, we had it wasn't a debate. It was you have to ask questions, and all Democrats was questioning the sponsor, regarding those bills, the 6 abortion bill, and all the Democrats. And when they came to me and asked me if I want to debate or ask question about these bills, I told them I'm not a part of it because I am going to be, with this bill with the Republicans because I'm against abortion. That was the day before, so they knew. And the day of the debating, where, the next day, we had pre-session in the minority office. And I went to the minority office, and I stood, and I told them I want to say something to them, to all minority members. And I told them exactly, I will be with this bill today. I won't be with the party line. And I told them, the reason why, and I told them I am against abortion. I don't think it's even in the Bible stated, abortion is not right. So I told them I will be speaking on behalf of all these 6 bills. And the minority leader, which is Ron Sanders, told me I have a right to do whatever I want to do. And I explained them the reason why and why. And I even give them a testimony. I said, let me give you guys a testimony what happened to me in 1992 when I was pregnant with my son. I told them when I reached 4 months pregnant, I was totally blind. The doctor said I have a brain tumor. And when the doctor told me that, and I went to Bascom Palmer, when I reached Bascom Palmer, I was admitted there for 4 months, going to 5 months. Every single day, I had a disease. It's a complication of pregnancy we call papilledema. Papilledema is a swelling of the optic nerve, where on the back of your eyes it's so swollen. It's so swollen. It's no way I could see anything. So they said I had a brain tumor. So that's what they call it. I was the first in United States with that disease. Even the doctor didn't know how to manage it. The only way to manage it is for me to do an abortion, and they could do a surgery to drain the fluid. The amniotic fluid normal, I'm a registered nurse for 30 years. The amniotic fluid normal is 300. Mine was 5,000.
Wow.
So it's no way I could see. So what the doctor said, they have to abort the baby, and they could do a surgery. At that time, I had 2 other kids, small kids, young husband, young myself. So every single day they came to me and asked me to do an abortion. And I refused. I told them, God gives, God takes. if that's the way God wants me to live with that child in my belly, we both going. But I am not going to do an abortion. So let me die because God put me on earth. If God wants me to go with a child inside my womb, that's the way I'm going to live. But I am not going to do an abortion. They talked to my husband. My husband refused as well. My husband said, listen, she's a grown woman. She's an adult. She's well, she knows what she's doing. She's a registered nurse, and she is not confused. If she says no, it's nothing. I cannot force her. So every single day I had students, doctors, a lot of doctors. Jackson is a teaching place. So they bring everybody to speak to me, and I kept my word. Let me die with that child. I am not doing an abortion.
Wow.
And truly, when I was going to reach my 9 months, they went and do a C-section. The child was born 9, Abscas cord, almost 10 pounds, beautiful, handsome boy. And today I'm talking to you, my son is 18 years old. He's going to Pensacola and learning political science and doctor.
Wow.
That's my testimony.
You know what?
And the day that child was removed, and I could see since 1992 until 2011.
Wow.
Why should I be on the floor in Tallahassee with abortion? No way. So I'm against it. And I told the minority office my testimony, why I'm going to be against it, why I'm going to speak about it. So I do not understand their reaction against me up to today's day. They're still batching my name on the news. They still have me on every front page of newsletter. They even offered my opponent, when I was running last year, $80,000 to run against me 2012. Because they say they're going to do all the best to get me out of the pictures. Just I am voting against party line. I did not know the Democrat was so deep in abortion. I didn't know that. I am a Democrat. I'm proud to be Democrat, but they really paused me. For them to want to kill so many kids, I call them genocide, because that's a killer. Because one of the bill is to do abortion at third trimester. Third trimester, between 6 to 9. I'm a nurse. I work with mothers' babies. For you to do an abortion within third trimester, it's a killer. It's a killer. The same way, and that's what I said on the floor, the same way when someone kill a baby, they charge them first, second, third degree murder. So how do you call that? How do you call that? And you want another one is parental notice. You want under 18 years old, which is minors, to do abortion without parent notice. So where are we going? So what is the future for these kids? What we are teaching them? And that's what I told them. This is not a Republican bill. This is not something with Democrat bill. This is Bible principle. Bible principle. It's very clear in Exodus 20, verse 13 says, thou shalt not kill. For you to do an abortion is killing. And these kids, instead of to kill a child, you need to give them for adoption. Or I told them, do precaution for not to do the babies. But I cannot be with a party line because I stand for what is right. I stand for what is Bible principle. I stand for what I was taught from babies to until my age now. I cannot be with a party line for killing babies. I cannot.
Well, that's good. And you know what we're listening to right here? When she tells her story about I'm not going to kill, we're listening to a mom. It's very simple. It's nothing beyond that. This is a mother, because moms were put here to protect their children.
That's a true mother.
This is a real mother here. And now let me ask you something, Ms. Campbell, in the area of politics. You are African-American, black woman, and you were attacked in public in the legislature where you're a duly elected state representative. You were attacked by a white male. Okay? How soon did you get a call from the NAACP willing to come down and come to your defense?
None. Nobody reached out to me. Nobody. The only people who reached out to me who were very upset, and, I got a call from Tea Party. I did. Wow. I got a call from John Steinberger. He called me, and I have a lot of email from Cultura with the United States about people, how they felt bad. And I got a call from the Democratic Party from Broward, and they called me. They apologized for what's going on, and they told me they're going to support me financially, and don't worry about what the Florida Democratic said, because they are pro-life. But the NAACP never reached out to me.
How about the National Democratic Party? Did they contact you, or did they contact this guy Randolph?
None. Rod Smith, as a chairman, never contacted me. None of them contacted me. None. That's the reason people were telling me to write a letter to them. I said, why should I write a letter to them? Because I am a Democrat. For me to be treated like that as a Democrat, and like I told them, I said Republicans don't treat their Republican like that, because we did have some Republicans who were against the bill, who were against, they were with abortion, not against, with abortion.
Right.
But their party do not treat them like that, because they know you have a right to, to express your opinions, because those bills came to us weeks before. We have time to read them. We analyze them. So everybody every one of the representatives have the right to say, I'm going to vote yes for this bill, or I'm going to vote no for this bill. But you don't have to follow no party line to vote me, because I told them, my district has 3,000 churches. My district is a highly Democrat, highly religious. And let me tell you something, a lot of pastors told me they were watching to see how I was voting for this bill. So when they see me stand up and stood and spoke the way I speak against abortion, they said they were clapping, rejoicing. Amen. Clapping, rejoicing, because my community is with me with my stand.
So how did the bill come out? What was the vote?
Say it again?
How did the bill come out? Is it passed? Is it failed?
Of course, the governor's already signed some of them. He signed 3 of them already. They're already law.
All right.
The governor signed 3 of them already.
Are you going to remain a Democrat?
Say it again?
Are you going to remain a Democrat?
I am going to remain Democrat without Democratic Party. They didn't put me where I am anyway. Democrat didn't support me. I'm talking about the party line.
Right.
I didn't get no support from Florida Democratic Party line anyway. I was elected by God's grace. Amen. God put me where I am, and God sent me there for a reason, to stand and take that stand I took on the floor. And like I said, I will do it again for next session.
Well, thank you for what you've done. You're our newest hero. We get a lot of heroes.
Representative Campbell, I am personally, and I believe everyone just sitting here listening to you, and people that's going to be listening to this program are just going to be overjoyed with your words, because there's hope for a nation if the legislators would really just please God above all others, please the things that are right rather than go by the party line. When the party line is wrong and you do what is right, that is one of the most great and just things I've ever heard and seen. God blesses you.
Absolutely, and we are so proud of you, and I guess that's all we can say. Is we're proud of you. You're one of our new heroes, and we love you for what you've done there. And you just keep up the fight.
Listen. I am a child of God. When God placed you somewhere, they could do whatever they wanted. Like I told them the other day, they could offer my opponent over $200,000. He is not going to win because God placed me there.
Right.
He put me there, and he's going to put me there again 2012. And I know with my faith, that's my faith. That's my faith. God going to put me back because God knew I was standing for him in the legislature.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for what you're doing. And
keep up the good work.
Yes, absolutely. You stay strong because you're going to come under a lot more attack before this is over. But you sound like somebody to me that doesn't cut and run just because going gets
back down.
Right. Thank you for joining us, Ms. Campbell.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for having me, too.
Thank you.
And keep me in prayers, and let's continue God's work.
Absolutely.
God's will, God's work, what is really right is not a party line, it's God's words. Amen. The world needs to change, and the world needs to know God is in control, period.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.